Hello and welcome to my today's video, in which I'm going to speak about the latest album of Yeonjun, but more importantly about the naked Yeonjun in it. Okay, the amount of times that I rolled my eyes to the posters and the photos of Yeonjun being half naked while promoting this album is enormous. If I got $1 every time I did that, I wouldn't need to worry about my bills anymore ever again. And I thought about it. Like, why am I reacting this way? Why am I like this? And I realized that it is connected with my own experience with, showing the skin. And when I was younger, I used to do it. I used to show my skin for attention. And when I realized it, I felt so bad about myself. I felt so cheap and so miserable that I stopped doing it whatsoever. Like, almost. In very rare occasions, like Halloween or something like this, I would still do it, but generally I wouldn't do it again because I felt like I despised myself so much for what I was doing that it became impossible for me to do it again. So when I saw the posters and all that promotion with Yeonjun, I was like, bitch, seriously? This cheap move? Like thirst trapping like that? Oh my god. Nah. And it was kind of like that. When I listened to the album, and I love the album was amazing. Is amazing. Yeonjun is very good. He's very cool. And then I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw a screenshot from the production video of the album. And it was a screenshot where he is like, Yeonjun is half naked, eating something. And the subtitles say, "I wish more people felt comfortable being without clothes." And I saw it and I read it and I was so, it touched something inside of me. And it awoke the memory in me about one time when I was at the nude beach. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was a very different experience from what I would expect it to be, because it was really, really liberating. It was also around the same time when I was at that beach, there was some yoga festival nearby, and there were a lot of people from the yogic community. At that time, I had nothing to do with the yogic community, unlike now. But those people, they have very specific approach around body and around the physical structures. And the atmosphere on the beach was very not even accepting, like natural, essential. It felt like the judgment around body just stopped existing whatsoever. And not even like, it's not that I walk around and judge people for how they look, how their bodies look. It's rather that I still notice it because I'm very conscious about my body, because that's my issue from when I was a teenager. And I notice the bodies of other people as well, because that's just how it is for me. But at that time, at that moment, at that beach, I felt really liberated from the very idea of judgment around the body. It felt like the shapes of the bodies were like the shapes of, trees or stones. Like, you don't look at the tree and you don't think, well, that tree should be different, or like the stone on the beach should be different. You don't feel like that. You just accept the shapes of these objects, like natural objects. And the same thing happened about the bodies of other people and my body as well for myself. And it was a very liberating thing, as if everything became natural, and it was such a relief, honestly. And when I saw this screenshot, I realized that this is actually what Yeonjun's toplessness was about. Because Yeonjun likes to make statements with fashion, right? He has a very strong sense of it, and he's not afraid to be unusual, and he's not afraid to be somewhat, let's say unusual about what he wears. But this time, with No Labels, he decided to not do it. He decided to not make a statement with clothes. He decided to make a statement with the absence of it. Being like, here I am, like without labels, without anything. It's just me. And that's it. And when I realized that about Yeonjun, I looked a little bit deeper into his album, and I realized that it's actually, it is reflected in the album as well, in the music as well as in the visual, because someone in TikTok, like Liz on TikTok, said that Yeonjun made an album, like Yeonjun made the music that only Yeonjun can make. And that is actually truth. And like for me, I feel the same way. This is the genre of music called Yeonjun. There is no other person who could do it. And I realized that Yeonjun, with his album, but also generally about who he is very honest about who he is. First of all, to himself. And besides that, he has a very strong sense of who he is, a very strong sense of his own nature. And he is very dedicated to it. Like, he is very devoted to it. He is very loyal to it. And his true nature is on the first place in his life. Like, expressing who he is more important for him than fulfilling someone's expectations, or like not getting hate, or like, you know, being unproblematic, or being a good idol, or getting numbers, or anything like this. He does get numbers. He is very powerful as an idol. But it's not that he wants it. He probably wants it, but it's not his first priority. His first priority, it seems like to me, is himself. Expressing as who he really is, expressing as who he truly is in his nature. And that's why he is so hated. And that's why he irritates me so bad. And that's why I love him so bad, because he has this freedom that I still lack, and I desperately want to have as well. The freedom of being yourself and expressing yourself without any other thoughts about how it will be perceived, about what it looks like, about do people want to see it or not want to see it, like how it's going to be perceived, and blah blah blah, and all that shit that limits all of us actually in expressing ourselves, and all our traumas and all our past experiences that limit us in expressing ourselves. Yeonjun doesn't have it, or he has it but he doesn't give a shit, which is even cooler in my opinion. And I feel like this is what No Labels is about. But I feel like that's what Yeonjun generally is about. He's just like that. And I admire it so much, and it irritates me so much. And I love him and I hate him at the same time. And I'm really happy that he exists, the way he exists. And I'm really happy that he is as brave as he is to express himself as what he is. So thank you to Yeonjun for the album, for the promotion, for everything that was happening around it, but also for being who he is. I really, really appreciate it. You could have thought that in this video it's only me, but that's not true. Moral support. Today is a very weird day. I feel like I'm on something. That's not the first time, by the way, when I'm making videos that I feel like that. I wonder what it is. Thank you for watching. See you next time.